The year is 1985. The president has been caught colluding with Big Candy. America is churning out visions of a dumb-looking future that will never take place. All your favorite athletes are pushing the snowplow. And thanks to the rising popularity of animatronic pizza parlors, the uncanny valley has never been deeper.
Get a load of these dirty old 80s jams. Oh, yes, we got your tears. We got your pre-Bobby Whitney Houston. Throw in some Mr. This is the good shit.
1985 was a simpler time for America. Look how swole the Hulkster got, just from drinking milk. Look at these box office bangers. We got Arnie and Stallone back when they drank milk. We've got the Goonies back before this kid lawyered up.
Marty McFly traveled all the way back to the 50s to take a run at Mama. Now that's dedication. Oh, good people. In 1985, the men were men and the mamas were mamas.
All right, hang on a minute. What's this one? Just one of the guys. Listen, 1985 was probably different than you remember. I mean, sure, I bet you remember He-Man. What about his best friend, Fisto? I mean, there was a lot going on. The country had started to fall behind on its student loan payments, so to speak, and the Illuminati had yet to invent a coherent version of the internet. More importantly, a young and precocious Tom Cruise had not yet become woke to the splendor of Lord Xenu, supreme ruler.
You can look up that shit on your own. I lost my attorney in the divorce.
Today's movie is Legend. In 1985, director Scott Ridley's career was expanding faster than Joe Rogan's HGH-powered skull. He'd released the all-time classic Alien in 1979, revolutionary for its slick creatures, psychosexual symbolism, and strong female lead. In 1982, he pitched another heater with Blade Runner, a sci-fi classic that 80s folk pretended to like for years to come. The point is, Scott Ridley needed a new challenge, and somehow he settled on the idea of epic fantasy. The concept for Legend was to step away from the sci-fi trough to produce a kind of modern-day fairy tale, something on par with Cinderella or The Happening. Little son of a bitch. Behold, Scott Ridley's world-building prowess is on full display in Legend. And these are practical effects. Every enchanted inch of this set is saturated with several hundred pounds of pollen and ragweed. Cast members spent 12 weeks hacking and coughing and rubbing their inflamed eyes, but the results are downright magical and could be easily replicated today by anyone with a MacBook in 10 minutes to throw away. Here's Sloane Peterson playing the title character Legend. And there's Tom Cruise showcasing some impressive center tooth. The characters in this movie tend to be flatter than hammered dog shit, mainly because it's a fairy tale and that's what works. Now, juxtaposed to this idyllic world, we got the world of,
Darkness, everybody! Everyone! Darkness is spreading!
This is Darkness, played to terrifying perfection by Tim Carey. Legend would mark the first of many collaborations between the Tom-Tim duo, the most recent being 2017's The Mummy, in which Tim spent up to 8 hours a day in makeup in order to play Russell Crowe. Let's talk story! What is story? We've got the unicorns and they carry the innocence. We've got darkness and he carries darkness. And then we got Legend somewhere in the middle, trying to touch forbidden unicorns, which distracts them enough that the glam rock goblins can fire a poison arrow at the unicorns, which would put darkness in full power, but the goblins end up getting high, and they take down only one unicorn, which means it's only partial darkness. And this part of the narrative is set in Denali, but for some reason the swamps are thawed out.
Higher, higher, burning fire, making music like a choir.
I think some of these goblins got their MFAs. Plenty of dank rhymes in this movie. Anyway, you've got Team Tom and you got Team Darkness, and the Glam Goblins are working for Darkness. Side note, Warwick Davis was originally slated for the leading goblin role, but it went to little Keith Richards.
Sorry, War.
Things got heated.
Here's young Hannibal.
He's also in the movie. Kind of a Sancho Panza. Is it just me, or does he sound like Goblin Keith Richards?
Do you think you can upset the order of the universe? The great honor lord.
Time to get paid!
Please like and subscribe to the ad read, folks.
Hey!
We've got alimony to pay.
Hey!
We're talking multiple divorces.
This apartment is straight out of Gummo, brother. It's no wonder you're divorced.
Today's film breakdown is sponsored by Arizona Annie's Soothing Butt Wipes. Pioneers, oh pioneers, has today's fast horse world left you saddle sore? Are you plumb tired and feeling not so clean? Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to sanctify your crevasse with a pillow made from aloe vera?
Woo! We'll be millionaires in no time.
I'm not reading this shit. Doesn't even make sense. Why do all the promotional materials show people eating the product?
We need the money, bitch. Read it like you mean it.
I told you I want reputable companies. Why can't Ridge Wallet sponsor something? Whatever happened to Raid Shadow Legends? This is goddamn humiliating.
You honestly think RW wants to sponsor your weak ass?
Listen, if any of you folks want to buy the butt wipes, just DM me. Arizona Annie does all her transactions over Craigslist, so it can be a little tedious.
Game on!
He is Legend, a movie about the
Good old Christianity.
Is Sloane Peterson's character a kind of metaphorical Eve to Tom Cruise's Adam? Or is this a movie show that follows Joseph Campbell's classic hero's journey model? Maybe this film is doing a Marxism. World War II allegory? Conservationist propaganda! No one really knows what this movie's about. Film professors have debated it for decades. It's mostly a lot of prancing around, but there's something in here about the balance of dark and light, as well as an implicit exploration of religious discourse. In fact, one might go so far as to claim that the dialectic of the homily always presupposes a ground of evil.
Hey, where'd you steal that bullshit?
Maybe it's Buddhism. Let's go with Buddhism.
What are you without me? I am a part of you all.
You can literally fit two legends in any one Smeagol movie. The film's climax occurs when Tom Cruise runs into a spicy little swamp hag known as Meg Mucklebones.
Who needs this tender morsel?
Listen here, Tommy boy. I think you got a shot here as long as you don't fuck it up. She's a verified shilf in my book.
And what a fine fat boy you are, Jack.
Now don't panic. We gotta remember this movie was set back in the 1620s when fat was still a compliment. We're still in the game.
Because someone as fair and lovely as yourself, Miss Meg, deserves far better than scrawny me.
Pump the brakes, Lord Byron. We don't want to lay it on too thick. See, you're over here playing it like a simp when you should be hitting her with some negs. Put her off balance. Find some cosmetic flaw you can exploit to put her on her heels. Now get in there.
All the heavenly angels must envy your beauty.
God damn.
What a fine meal you'll make. Be the rest of you as sweet as your stuff.
Now listen, this is none of my business, but you might want to consider using the old latex balloon for this here rendezvous. I myself went through a bout of swamp fever back when I was a young buck.
Come back. Give us a kiss before dining.
Good people. You can probably imagine where the scene goes from here, but if you want to see Tom pound that back wall, you gotta pick up the director's cut, which does not feature the Tangerine Dream soundtrack that we all know and love from the theatrical cut.
Maybe just try humming along in your head.
Man, that swamp scene was hot. I wonder who they got to play Megan. Maybe it was Meryl Streep. Or maybe Jodie Foster. Who the fuck is Robert Picardo?
Robert Picardo rocks, dude. He played the doctor on that show for space nerds. And he was in Inner Space.
Tom Cruise scored with the cowboy from Inner Space? I guess he really is a legend. Tommy Tom would go on to hone his craft as a pickup artist.
Respect.
Yep. Sloane Peterson's career. Yeah, pretty much tanked after that Jeffrey Jones movie. Tim Curry would be hired out to a bunch of those evangelical hell houses where they teach little kids not to play pocket pool or whatever. Most of the other cast members died tragically when Scott Ridley's elaborate set caught fire and burned down Pinewood Studios, known more informally as the James Bond set.
Legend shat the bed at the box office.
Critics complained that the film carried all the charm of a thin and tedious morality play and would have benefited from more steamy nude scenes with Meg. It would be another 23 years before Scott Ridley finally released a worthy sequel. By then, most of Legend's dedicated followers had moved on to ruin their lives on subprime lending and ill-fated marriages.
Hey, Daddy Warbucks! We just heard from the bank. Arizona Annie's check bounced. There goes our rent money. Looks like we're moving back in with your pops.
You ruined my life.
Hi, Georgie. Aren't you gonna say hello?
So, what do they charge you for rent down there?